Hi folks, I'm somewhere in the hills around the town of Belaga in Borneo, very remote location. And here are some wild bananas. Now wild bananas, you go into the hills or mountains of Borneo, you see a lot of them. They are not very common in the lowlands, but in the hills above a couple 100 meters, yes, they are there. And along this road, until now, everything was quite simple. There were a couple of different banana varieties in the little farms, but the wild bananas were two very distinct varieties. They were really long, almost pencil-like bananas, and there were really short bananas, about the shape and size of an angular walnut. However, here it gets a little bit more complicated. Also, the long bananas were growing on really tall banana plants, where the pseudostem was up to 4 meters tall and the leaves 2 more meters tall, more or less looking like those here. While the short hairy bananas, they were growing on stems which were up to 1 meter high, and then the leaves 1 or 2 more meters, clearly distinct. However, here I see some thick bananas on a tall plant. I don't know if you can see them from here. There is one problem with those thick bananas. They are unripe. Next to them, looks like it comes from the same bunch, is a half-dead banana plant. Remember, they produce only one bunch of bananas, and then this pseudostem dies and the pseudostems next to it take over the root system. Where the bananas still look, well, kind of intermediate. They are thinner and slightly longer, but still look like this. And then 5 meters away, those two bananas with the nice banana flowers, they have pencil-like long fruit. So now I'll try to go up there without stopping to film and chop off this old half-dead pseudostem and get a couple of the bananas. There has been somebody chopping his way through this a couple weeks ago. Oh, he even left some rambutan peels around here. I wonder if he was interested in the bananas or in something totally different. Haven't ever seen wild bananas on any of the markets. They have more than enough of their cultivars. They don't need to eat wild bananas. Probably this is just the best location to get into the jungle. Let's see. There is the bunch I want to get. Is there some other more easily accessible ripe bunch? No. Here is another one with kind of intermediate looking fruit. Really crazy. Once you find a nice road with two very distinct banana species, and then complications appear. Okay, I already said every video where I harvest bananas, the normal way to harvest them is to chop off the pseudostem. First I'll chop off this one, which is already dead. Blah. Blah. Dead and smelling of sulfur. Then I'll chop up the one I'm actually after, the one which is carrying the bananas. This is how bananas are being harvested on the big plantations, also on the small farms. If the banana plant is too tall for you, you have to chop down the pseudostem. This grass is cutting me. Then you chop off the bunch of bananas, but here, oh, it already lost. This bunch already lost half of its bananas, but it also got stuck into this other to this other banana shoot, but I think I'll manage to. And here you see the reason why you harvest the bananas while they are still green. Because now, this bunch, if it was from some cultivar, you could never sell them. Well, let's look at the bananas. They look kind of intermediate. They are hairy, and the shape is kind of intermediate. Remember, the hairy bananas that grow along this road are more or less the size of an angular walnut, and the other bananas which grow along this road are more or less the size and shape of a short pencil, if pencils were slightly curved. So let me put away my parag, and then let's find a couple of the bananas which broke off. That's why bananas are always being harvested green, except if you are too late to harvest them, because see, the green ones are still all on the stem, although I broke off a few, but the ripe ones, there is almost no chance to bring them to your farm or even to the market or even to a different continent without completely destroying them. That's why you only harvest ripe bananas when you missed out on harvesting the green ones. Let's try this hairy banana. I mean, it could be a hybrid. The color of the flesh is more like the shorted hairy banana. Nice flavor. Also reminds me of the shorted hairy banana. And actually, there is a lot more flesh than seeds. This pencil-like banana, it consists mostly of seeds. The short banana still had a lot of seeds. This has less. Could it maybe be a hybrid between the short hairy banana and some banana from the farms around here? The next farm is less than half a kilometer away. It's funny, it grows next to the pencil-like banana, but the fruit are nothing like the pencil-like banana fruit. Usually when you find a hybrid growing next to a species, you assume the species might be one of the parents. But this time, not sure. This really tastes like a hybrid between the short hairy banana and some of the more traditional, some people would say primitive cultivars here in this area. Okay, this one is not good to eat. Well, a lot of the fruit are kind of underdeveloped, a lot of the good fruit. Here is the upper part of the bunch. However, here, no, this must have been a really good one, but this fell down some time ago. Well, okay. Yeah, there is one more kind of big fruit. Actually, there are several. Oh my god. 1, 2, no, the second one is not good. Well, the third one has been eaten. Well, still, let's try this one. Oh no, this has been eaten too. Well, we had 2 decently sized fruit. I'll try to put a name on this one and upload the video. Stay tuned for more wild banana videos from the jungles and roadsides of Borneo. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.